Hey Oceanic Mystery Knit Along Knitters, this is Lindsay. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on the setup cast on. First I'll demonstrate with the right hand and then I'll demonstrate with the left hand. And I'm so excited to have left-handed knitters join us for this mystery knit along. So let's dive in. Right hand first. Create a slip knot and long tail cast on 3 stitches. You now have 3 stitches on your right needle. As opposed to turning to the left, I'm kind of very particular about right and wrong side, so I'm having you slip those 3 stitches to your left needle. And this creates the first row of the I cord. So knit 2. And now we're going to increase our cast on by using the knitted cast on method to add 1 more stitch. You now have 2 and 2. And you're going to slip the 2 stitches on the right needle to the left needle. Again, knit 2. And using the knitted cast on method, cast on 1 stitch. You now have 3 stitches and 2. Slip 2 back to the left needle. Knit 2. And using the knitted cast on method, cast on another stitch. You now have 4 stitches on the left needle and 2 on the right. As you can see, these stitches are not being worked. You're creating an I cord here on the right while casting on the length of the shawl on the left. So last one, knit 2, and using the knitted cast on method, cast on 1 more stitch and slip the 2 back. When you finish the cast on, you'll have finished by slipping 2 back. In order to make this nice sharp edge like we have with the cast on, we're going to bind off 2 stitches. And that binds off the I cord stitches. And in order to have all the stitches on your left needle to begin knitting, slip 1 back. And you can see you have a nice sharp line on your I cord for the cast on and a nice sharp line on the I cord for the bind off, so they match really nicely. And these are your live stitches that will be knit for the shawl. Okay, now for the hard part, the left-handed demonstration. Please bear with me as I've been practicing, but I'm still new to demonstrating as a left-handed knitter. I cheated and did my cast on ahead of time. So you start with a slip knot and then you do the long tail cast on to add 2 additional stitches so that you have 3 stitches. As opposed to just switching to your right hand, I want you to slip the stitches to the right-handed needle, and that will act as the first I cord. So knit 2, and then using the knitted cast on method, cast on 1 stitch. You now have 2 stitches on your right hand needle and 2 stitches on your left hand needle. Slip the 2 from the left back to the right. And repeat. Knit 2. And using the knitted cast on method, cast on 1 stitch. You have 3 stitches on your right hand needle and 2 on your left. Slip the 2 back. Knit 2. and knit cast on 1 stitch. You have 4 stitches on your right needle and 2 on your left, so slip 2 back. Knit 2. And using the knitted cast on method, cast on 1 stitch. Now have 5 stitches on your right-handed needle and 2 on your left. Slip 2 back. Knit 2. Using the knitted cast on method, cast on 1 stitch. And what you can see developing here is a nice I-cord that will run the length of the shawl and provide a nice finishing edge without any extra work at the end. Slip 2 back. Last demonstration. Knit 2. Using the knitted cast on method, sorry about that, cast on 1 stitch and slip 2 back. You have a nice hard edge on this initial cast on with the long tail, and you want to match that with your bind off. So once you have the required number of stitches, bind off 2 stitches. And slip the 1 stitch back. Now all your stitches for the shawl to be worked top down are on your right hand needle, and you have this nice cast on I-cord running along the top of all the stitches. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I look forward to seeing you around the forums, and until then, happy knitting!